By 5 p.m., the LA City Fire Department had completed a map modeling how the Woolsey fire would burn, showing with a high degree of accuracy its ultimate path through Bell Canyon, the Santa Monica Mountains, and Oak Park. Over the next 3 days, the Woolsey fire made its way to the Pacific Ocean, destroying more than 1,500 structures from Oak Park to Malibu, burning almost 97,000 acres and killing 3 people. More than 100,000 wildfires could be avoided every year if only people were more knowledgeable about climate change. It's so dry that almost any ember or spark can ignite a massive wildfire. It's almost ridiculous that people don't know about it, when more than 80% of wildfires are actually caused by people. There's so many different ways that it can be avoided, and we really need to work towards that. We really need to work towards discouraging residential developments near fire-prone forests through smart zoning rules, and increasing the space between structures and nearby trees, and clearing space between neighboring houses. There should also be more designers incorporating fire-resistant features and materials in buildings, while also increasing resources allocated to firefighting and fire prevention. Removing fuels such as dead trees from forests that are at risk, and developing recovery plans before a fire even hits, and implementing plans quickly after a fire to reduce erosion, limit flooding, and minimize habitat damage. And then, of course, there's the day-to-day things that people can avoid, like smokers. Make sure to always put out a cigarette. Let's say you have a dead lawn, make sure you mow it. And don't let the grass get too high, because you take one careless person and the whole neighborhood could be burnt down. For coastal communities, the social, economic, and physical scars left behind by major hurricanes are devastating. While hurricanes are a natural part of our climate system, recent research suggests that there has been an increase in intense hurricane activity in the North Atlantic since the 1970s. In the future, there may not necessarily be more hurricanes, but there will likely be more intense hurricanes that carry higher wind speeds and more precipitation as a result of global warming. The impacts of this trend are likely to be made much worse by sea level rise and a growing population along coastal lines. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions is one way to reduce the risk of the strongest storms in the future. Communities can also bolster their resilience to the impacts of hurricanes by preserving coastal wetlands, dunes, and reefs to absorb storm surges, replenishing beaches, and improving coastal protection such as seawalls. Evaluating vulnerable buildings to reduce flood damage, designing structures to be resilient to high winds and flying debris, enacting policies to discourage development in vulnerable areas, and preparing prior to a storm's arrival by boarding windows, clearing property of potential flying debris, and having an evacuation plan.